Hello, my name is Andrew. I will be one of your makeup artists later on, but right now I am coming to you virtually to do a little makeup tutorial for the Christmas Village look. So let's get into it. Okay, so first up is foundation and concealer, which I have done on myself off camera, but I'm gonna kind of go over what I did. But first is gonna be primer. And we'll also have a list of all these things that we'll send to you as well. So start with the primer. You can use one of the ones that we recommend that we'll have for you. And then we're using the Matte Velvet Skin Makeup Forever Foundation and the Makeup Forever HD Concealer, which you all will have. But if you have something you like that's full coverage and good for stage, you know, you're more than welcome to use your own stuff. But this is just what we know works and looks good. So I just used a brush like this, and my sponge and a little concealer here. I like to just sort of place it like here, and then a swipe going up and then one down, just to start out with, and then blend it out. But you know, everyone has their own little way of doing their base. So I just did foundation and concealer. Okay, so I placed this really light concealer on my lid, and then I just blended it out with the sponge first. And then we're gonna set everything, but I just want the lid to be nice and light and open so that when we put the metallics and the brighter shades on top, they really pop. Okay, so now that I blended all that out and just brightened up the under eye a little bit and smoothed everything out, we're gonna set it with a loose powder. I like to set my whole face with loose powder and then go back in on top with other powders that are gonna add a bit more coverage, which we will also have for you all, but this is just gonna lock everything in place. But we will also have like airspun stuff that's gonna brighten a little bit for under your eyes. Probably also have like a Ben Nye loose translucent moment as well. So anything that's loose, just set pretty well your whole face first. Okay, so now we're gonna go in with a little bit of pressed setting powder. I am gonna use a couple shades on myself, but you'll definitely have at least one just to add some more coverage in the center of your face, underneath your eyes, where you feel like you just want something to pop a little bit more, to just be a little bit more full on. And it also is gonna help to keep the makeup on longer too, so. Just setting with the pressed setting powder and center. This is what that looks like. No contour yet. We're gonna move on to eyes first. And this is the palette that we're gonna be most likely using. If we aren't using this Pat McGrath palette, this is the Mothership 9, I believe, then we're gonna just do the same thing, same concept, but just different colors or different products. So we'll go with this. Okay, so first we're gonna take a brown liner. We're gonna get you like a Makeup Forever one, but for now I'm just gonna use what I have. It's just like a dark brown. So we're just using this on the outer edge of the eye, and then we're gonna smoke it out with a little bit of brown eyeshadow from this palette and this brush along the lash line, just to give dimension, but we don't want it to be like too strong or dramatic. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna smudge it on the outer corner and just kind of work it into the root right on the outer edge, and then I'm gonna take the brown and just create a little flick and just smudge it out. And I like to just tap and kind of bring it out so it creates like a little soft wing. And then I'm just gonna take the brown eyeshadow and just go right along the outer or the inner corner as well. Okay, so that's the first step. Okay, so this was the dark brown that we used to sort of smoke out the liner and just create a little bit of a flick. And then this we're gonna use in the crease just to create a little bit of dimension to the eye. Just literally sort of plop it in there and then just back and forth, swiping little soft blendy motions just to diffuse it. So it's concentrated in the crease, but it's soft. And I like to just bring it out just a little bit Every eye shape is different, but so it'll look something like that. And now I'm just gonna take a little bit of this peachy color and just blend a little bit of that on top. Just to diffuse it out and create a little bit of a peachy tone. So something like that, very soft, very cute. Okay, so to create some dimension to the eye, we're gonna do like a tiny bit of a halo-ish effect. I'm going to use this shade first. We're gonna use this shade and this shade on the eye, but this is gonna go on the outer corner and the inner corner, and this is gonna go more towards the center of the eye to create like a halo effect. Just grabbing that pink and like a sort of a tighter brush like this. So I'm taking a little bit of that sparkle on the fluffier brush and just kind of blending it out and adding just a little bit more sparkle everywhere, because that's kind of the vibe we're going for. Okay, so I'm gonna use my finger for this step just to really pack it on. And we're gonna just press it in the center of the lid and just blend it back and forth, but more towards the center. And then we're gonna drag it up onto the brow bone. It's a little bit, not too much, but want something there. And then we're gonna take this deeper one and we're gonna go underneath
the lash line here. Just like that.
And then this light pinky one here.
Just to diffuse that out.
And then we're gonna take just a little bit more of this shade here, and we're gonna place her right here, right in the very inner corner, just like that. So I'm gonna just add a little bit of a contour here. We'll have something for you to use, or if you have a contour that you like to use, just go ahead and do that. I'm just gonna do the classic right in the hollows of the cheekbone and just blend it out. Not too strong with the contour, but something to give your face a little bit of dimension. Okay, so then we're gonna use this peachy shade for blush. Same thing that we used on the eyes. So I'm just gonna take sort of a fluffy brush like this. Just dip it in, get a nice even coating. And I'm just gonna go on the tops of the cheeks and blend it all the way through. We want this to be a nice diffused blushy moment here. So right on the tops of the cheeks, kind of blending it back and then blending it forward under the eye as well. And then we're gonna do some on the nose here, just to tie that in. So it'll look something like that. Okay, so now we're gonna be adding some highlight to the face. So we're gonna be using this shade here. For deeper skin tones, you could definitely mix in a little bit of this gold or a little bit of this just to give some highlight to the skin that doesn't look too frosty. And we're just gonna do that right on the top of the cheekbone here and on the brow bone. And just adding that all the way through, sort of like a V shape. And a little bit down the center of the nose. And then maybe a little bit of this too on the cheeks. Just to give a little bit more of that winterland fantasy. Gorge. Here too. Okay, so for lips, we're gonna do just like a natural lip liner just to add dimension. And then we're gonna do like a pinky peachy pop in the center. There are some other shades in the palette that you can use just to deepen the eyes or deepen anything that you need to if the first options didn't really work. So again, you could take this darker metallic and substitute that for this pinkier shade to create the halo effect with a little bit of this purpley one and this mixed together to create the halo in the center and right here in the inner corner as well. So you could just switch it up a little bit. Okay, so this is the final look. We just added a little bit of a peachy, pinky shade to the lips. And then I just added a bit more of that blush to the cheeks just to intensify a little bit here on the nose. Yeah, this is the look. Sparkly, it's very highlighted and glowy, but still soft and natural. So yeah, and then we're gonna just pop a little bit of a lash on you all here just to give a little bit of drama. I'll do that now. Everything you could possibly need for this look is going to be laid out in front of you. Everyone's gonna get their own little individualized kits, and it's gonna have everything you could need. We'll also get you directions, like written directions, and then we can also provide our contact information to you all as well in case you want to text us. If you have any questions, just feel free to reach out and we'll definitely answer them. But it's pretty cute, it's pretty simple, so I hope you like it. And we will see you all later on this month for some more makeup. Okay, ta-ta for now.